So today we will study about the structure of atom. So basically, first of all, we should know that what is atom. Okay. So atom is the smallest and charged unit of matter that forms a chemical element. Okay. And atom is consists of three particles: proton, neutron, and electron. And one more thing, atom is electrically stable. Why? Because proton has positive charge, neutron has zero charge, and electron has negative charge. So the negative and positive will equalize the and stabilize the atom. Okay. So we have the result that atom is electrically stable. Okay. And that time many scientists were working on the atoms, structure of atoms, models of atoms. Okay. So then that time John Dalton gives this theory, which is known as Dalton's atomic theory, and also called as atomic theory. Okay, John Dalton gives this theory in 1776 to 1884, known as atomic theory. According to this theory, all matter is made up of atoms. Okay, all matter is made up of atoms. Atoms of an element are identical. So, for example, if you have this pen, so all the atoms of this pen is same or identical, and each element has different atoms. For example, if you have two pens like this, one is this and that one is white in color. So we can say that both pens have different atoms. Okay, and that's the property of atoms, that atom can neither be created and nor be destroyed. Okay, so that's the points according to atomic theory, which was proposed by John Dalton. Now coming to models for structure of atoms. So Thomson was the first scientist who proposed a model for structure of atoms. According to Thomson model, he gave this model Plum-Pudding model, and according to this model, atoms were made up from a positively charged sphere with negatively charged electrons embedded in it. It likes resin in a pudding. For examples, we also can take this example like watermelon. Watermelon, we can consider it as atoms, and the reddish part is positively charged sphere, and the seeds are negatively charged electrons. Okay, like this. That is positively charged sphere, and negatively charged electrons are embedded in it somewhere. Okay, so that's the Thomson-Plum-Pudding method. Thomson-Plum-Pudding method. Okay, now next scientist who gave this, who performed experiment on gold foil. What he did in this experiment? He experimented a gold foil. He take one gold foil like this, and he make them pass alpha particles through it. And then he found that some were passed through it without any deviation, while some was deflected like this, and some were deflected like this. So these were the observations according to Rutherford gold foil experiment. That is, most of the space inside the atom is empty because most of the alpha particles pass through gold foil without getting deflected. Okay, so that was the Rutherford gold foil experiment. Now, the next scientist was Bohr, Neil Bohr, and he gave this model in 1913. And according to Bohr model, electrons would stably occupy fixed orbits as long as these orbits had special discrete locations. Okay, and Neil Bohr named as orbits like KLMN and or numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4. According to Neil Bohr model, that was nucleus, and that was the orbits. And he also named them. So we can say that is K, that is L, and that is M. According to Niels Bohr, K, L, M, N. K is first, second, third, and fourth. And he also tells about the electronic configuration. For example, if you take the examples of fluorine, okay, we have 19, its atomic mass, and 9 is the atomic number. As we know that atomic mass is equals to number of proton plus number of neutron, and number of proton is equals to number of electron, okay, and atomic number is equals to atomic number is equal to number of proton. So now we have, according to this example, we have proton is 9, electron is 9, and neutron is 10. And we all know that neutron and proton are present in nucleus. So we have 9 electrons. So Niels Bohr tell that electric configuration depends on the orbits. He gives that formula 2 into n square. Here n is the number of cell. Like for K it's 1, for L it's 2, for M it's 3, and for N it's 4. Okay, so we can say that in K cell, how many electrons will be there? 1 is 2. Okay, and in K, if we take N as 2, that will be 8, and in M it will be 18, and in N it will be 36 electrons. So it is called as electronic configuration. Okay, electronic configuration according to Niels Bohr. So if we distribute these 9 electrons in these orbits, Niels Bohr told that electrons will occupy the orbits which is nearer to nucleus first. Okay, so according to Niels Bohr, how many electrons will be there in K? There will be 2. So we will distribute them like this. 2 electrons will be there in K orbit, and now we have remain 7 electrons. So they will be in L. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the electric configuration for fluorine according to Niels Bohr. Okay, thank you.